know you guys are grooving to that jam. Of course, that's Chris Jasper, formerly of the Isley Brothers, right here on the Soulful Sounds of Afternoon Delight. Well, good afternoon, everyone. So glad to be a part of your Saturday afternoon. What a delight to be able to come to you guys once again on the weekend, and hope that you all have had a great Valentine's week. And we're still celebrating Valentine's because, you know, it's all about the love. Love is a delicious thing. Can't you taste it? Well, folks, I am humbly honored and delighted to be able to have such a celebrity who has carried us down the path for many, many years of good soul and R&B music. I want to welcome once again my dear brother and my friend from the Big Apple from New York. Say hello and good afternoon to you, Mr. Chris Jasper. How you doing?
Hello, feel good, man. What's happening?
Now, you know I'm feeling good because I got you on the line.
All right.
Say hello to everybody that can see me but hear your wonderful voice from New York.
Hey, man. Hello, everybody, and really glad to be on this afternoon and talk a little bit about the music.
Absolutely. Well, Chris, I want you to bring everybody up to date because you're not a stranger to the world. You have carried us down the path with the Isley Brothers, written many, 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 many jams.
Yeah.
I bet you didn't know my voice could go that deep.
It's been about that many, too.
Absolutely. But, man, I want to thank you for carrying us down the path of great music over the years. You know, I was born in the late 60s, so, you know, I was a baby. But, you know, you guys have carried us and you've carried us down the path of good music. And let's just talk about the journey of your life because you still look great. You still sound marvelous. So can you share with us a little bit about your journey and connecting with the Isley Brothers, and then you separated sometime, I think, in the late 80s. Let's talk about this. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, you know, I was, I started taking piano lessons very early. You know, I was like 7 years old. And around, a little before then, the Isleys and Jaspers, they lived on the same block in Cincinnati, Ohio. I kind of knew them all my life, you know. My sister eventually married Rudolph Isley, and that made the families even closer. So I knew him for a long, long time, like all my life. And as I studied music composition, I got better and better, and I started to learn more and more about music. Mm-hmm. And at an early point in my life, I think I was around 7 or 8 years old, they had one of their first hit records, you know, the three older Isley Brothers. And it wasn't until like I graduated from high school that I really started to, you know, consider music professionally. Mm-hmm. And that's when we kind of, I had a group with Ernie and Marvin, the younger members.
Okay.
We were called the Jasmine Trio. Mm. And we used to play local dates in New Jersey, you know, whenever we could. And so the brothers came to some of those dates, too. The older guys came and saw us playing. You know, they liked what they saw. And they wanted us to start, you know, playing with them. Mm. So, you know, in a short way, that's how we both got together. The two the three younger members and the three older members. That's how we kind of got together. Is that we had separate groups, but at one point we came together and formed one group.
Awesome. And you know, you wrote a lot of great songs for them that were hits. But let me ask you this question because I can just talk about that music. I have all of their albums that is now digitally transferred over to MP3s. But what was one of the best songs that you wrote for them that you knew when you were writing that song? And, you know, I'm not talking about Between the Sheets yet, but one of those great songs that you wrote that you said you knew was going to be a number one hit, that they were going to play it on the radio over and over again, and somebody might just make some babies from it.
Well, you know, one that sticks out was For the Love of You.
Yeah.
And I was writing that one. I had a very good feeling about that as soon as I started to play the chorus, you know, of the song. And I started to put down some parts on this tape recorder. That's how we used to do. When we got an idea, we used to put down the idea on the tape recorder. Mm-hmm. And when I played it back, I knew it was going to be a very special song.
Wow, that's amazing. And yeah, that song will always live forever. So you traveled the world with them. You've been many places. You've performed many places. Give us one of your most memorable experiences you have had with the Isley Brothers. I know there's a lot, but you got to tell us one good one. Go ahead.
Well, I think because of the venue, it will always stand out, and that's when we played Madison Square Garden here in New York, and the amount of media and press that was there, and the people in the industry that came to that kind of event. We sold it out. We played it about 5 or 6 times and sold it out each time. And I think because of all the attention that you get when you play a venue like that, I think that always stands out.
Awesome. Well, I want to bring in my intern. She's new here at the radio station, and her name is Cloyce, and she did say hello to you just before you came on the radio. So we want to welcome her to the show, and she has a couple of questions she wants to ask you. So go ahead, Cloyce.
Sure.
Good afternoon. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing fine.
I am so excited to be talking to you. Of course, the Isley Brothers and your music I grew up with, and I'm just psyched to really have this opportunity to talk with you. I understand you've been busy. I haven't heard you for a long time, but I heard you've been busy producing other artists. Mm-hmm. And I was just wondering, what are some of the other projects that you've been doing since this new release?
Well, in addition to my own, I've had other people on my record label on Gold City Music. An artist called Liz Hogue. I had an album out for her. Another group called Out Front. They were like a gospel group. I had their record out. Brothers by Choice. They were another group, singing group, and I had their product out. Also, I released a single. It was on the Shaka Khan's CK album. I produced a song for her called "Make It Last." And also my son, Michael, a few years ago, he had his first album come out, Addictive, on the Gold City label. So I have been doing some producing, but most of it has been, my own projects.
Great. I just wanted to say that I love your new single. Mm-hmm. And I felt like you were singing directly to me.
Well, that's good.
Yes. So I believe you. You love her. Yes.
Yes. I'm so glad you said that, because that's how I wanted the song to be. Like if a person, wanted, to say to the person they loved, that they loved them, they could just put that song on, and it would kind of speak for them. You know what I mean? I wanted it to have that effect. I'm glad you said that. That's great.
Yes.
That's why they have to go out and make sure they pick that single available. So it's available now, Chris, or what?
Oh yeah, it's available now. Yeah, you can download iTunes, CD Baby, Amazon. It's available now.
Good, Chris. Let's talk about the message you're still conveying to your listeners and viewers out there. What is this message you're sending out? Is it all about the delicious love thing, or what?
It's but in the most positive way, though. You know what I mean? In the most sincere and spiritual connection as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
In that way, because I always come whenever I write lyrics. I write them from God's principles. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I even started off my album with "How Great Thou Art."
Yes.
The hymn. And I always put God's word in my music if I can.
Yes.
And so, I want all my messages to be positive, something that might benefit a person in some way. Maybe shed some light on a subject once in a while. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where I'm coming from lyrically.
Wonderful. So what words of encouragement can you share to people? You've been at this game. You're a game changer when it comes to music and writing. We have a lot of artists out there. A lot of artists listen to my show. I get a lot of music, and some of the music is just garbage, but everything that you send, is on point, because I have to say that, because these artists need to understand when you're putting together a package and you're sending music to radio stations and personalities like myself, you have to make sure the packaging is good and the sound is good. So what advice can you share coming from a legend yourself when it comes to the music industry about putting together a quality sound, a solid sound that can be marketable?
Yeah, well, that's something that I think sometimes that takes a little experience too. Mm-hmm. It's just not something I think that a person who hasn't been in the industry before can do on their own. Sometimes you need a little help just starting off.
Yeah.
And I found that true even when I first came into the business. I wasn't doing everything like I'm doing now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So sometimes look for a little help, look for a little, advice too, mm-hmm. As from people who've done it before.
Good.
You know what I mean? That's very, very valuable to seek out, counsel from people who've done it before. But also be perfectly try to be as honest as you can about the product that you're doing.
Yeah.
Because some people say, well, I did this, and they get into it just because they did it. But that's not good enough.
Yeah.
I remember what happened with Berry Gordy with Motown. They used to have meetings on songs, and they used to ask people, get a consensus. What do you think? What does this sound like? Would you buy this record or would you buy a sandwich? You know what I mean? And then, they raise their hands, and vote. And so sometimes you need that extra input, to make sure you have the top quality music.
Awesome. So go ahead and give your social media information. You have a wonderful website. You have your own record label. I believe that's Gold Records or something like that.
It's Gold City Music.
Gold City Music. I was on your website. Absolutely wonderful. When I clicked on, I heard the songs. I was like, wow, listen to him. So go ahead and give your social media how people can download the song again, how they can follow what you're doing, and just learn more about you and maybe interested in, doing some things with you. Hey, you're available for that. Go ahead.
It's very, very simple. All you have to do is go to chrisjasper.com, and you can get to all the social media, Facebook. You can get to Twitter. Everything, the music stores, everything is under chrisjasper.com.
Great. So what can we expect for you? We know this project is coming. The single is out. What else can we expect for you for this year? Are you going to be touring? Are you going to be in a movie, perhaps?
Not yet.
Okay.
But I'm working on a film score. My son wrote a script, and we're working on the music for it. Okay. So we're shopping that, trying to get a studio to produce the movie.
Good.
But we're in the meantime we're working on the music too.
Awesome.
And the music is very special too.
Good.
So that's another thing I've been working on in the meantime. So you can expect more music in that regard.
Awesome.
But I'm also working on music all the time. I'm working on recording new things, and I may have something new in the spring, like a surprise single.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't tell you about it yet, but it's something very special.
Good. I'm sure you're going to make sure I get it because, when you send me an email, I make sure I download it, and I'm always, got my ear tuned in because I know it's going to be something that's solid and good. What do you want to say in conclusion to your listeners, to your fans, the people that are watching and listening? What do you want to say to them about following and supporting Chris Jasper? What do you want to say?
I just want to say, please continue to, and over the years, I really appreciate, the support of the people, the fans, and, the media as well, people who have played my music, people who all over the world have told me on Facebook now that they can, tell me how much they appreciate the music. So
exactly.
I really, really appreciate the support of the fans, and please continue to do so.
Good. And we're going to play this song one more time. Listen, I'm going to pull this song because every time that I hear this song, even though I've played it, I've done a Quiet Storm show on another station, and I've sometimes do the Quiet Storm show here. I play this song called Insatiable Woman. Man, that jam. Can you just speak a little bit about that? Because when I'm driving through the New York area, I click onto one station, I'm not going to mention the name, and they are jamming in the Quiet Storm still to that song.
Yeah, that was on the Caravan of Love album. We did a video with that too. My wife was in that video with me.
I knew that's right.
And it was a lot of fun doing it. We did it in New York too, in New York City. And it was just a great experience to do that. That whole album was a lot of fun to do, with Caravan of Love as well. We did a video with that one too.
Great. Well, we thank you, man. We thank you for your music. We thank you for your wisdom, your knowledge, your expertise. You're a legend at what you do. You want to say hello to anybody special? I know your lovely wife is listening, and we appreciate her every single day for what she does.
Yes. Margie's great. She helps me a lot, and I couldn't do anything without her. She's, we're two of a kind.
That's what's up. Cloyster, you want to say anything in conclusion to her?
No, I'll just be listening out for your album and the single and all the projects. Now that I know you're back in the flow of things, I'm going to be paying attention. So thank you for this interview, and thank you just for your music and all your contributions to the music industry over the years. Awesome.
Well, thank you. And the album is called Share With Me, and it's out and available too.
Share With Me.
Okay.
Share With Me, yes.
Okay. And go ahead one more time, Chris, and encourage them to download that song, I Love You, and pick up the CD. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I was saying, you could find it on iTunes, CD Baby. You can go to chrisjasper.com, download it there. But Share With Me is the album title, and I Love You is the title of the new single.
Wonderful. Awesome. Chris Jasper, thank you, formerly of the Isley Brothers. We appreciate you, man, and I'm going to be in the New York area soon, but hopefully I can get to your neck of the woods so we can hang out. What you think?
All right.
I want to see that. I want to see that studio. Maybe I'll do a live broadcast from your studio. What you think of that? That's what I'm talking about.
Kick Michael out of there, man.
Well, tell Michael the Feel Good Man's coming, and we're going to have a good time together. Thank you so much, and we appreciate you, okay?
I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, my pleasure. Have a great day.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.